How you doing, everybody? Randy Richard here at the shop. This is part 2 of the RotoTiller shaft build. And in part 1 I didn't finish up making the shaft. So part 2 here we're going to show you how I set up, how I measured the angles on the tapers on the shaft. And we'll cut those tapers and how I set it up on the lathe. And then we'll show you on the end there the comparison of how they came out against what we intended to make. So a quality measurement there. So that's what it is in this one. And then the next one will be the milling, and then we'll do some assembly. So thanks a lot, you guys. Thanks for watching. We'll try to make these videos a little bit shorter and trying to speed things up a little bit. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, we're over here on the small surface plate, and I'm going to show you the 3 methods I use to measure the angle of the tiller shaft here. So, since we don't know the angles, method 1 was to get a rough idea was with a protractor. So I just put the protractor against the key, which gives me close to a center line, and set it up there, and I end up with approximately 10 degrees. So now I know it's close to 10 degrees. Then what I did is I measured the shaft body here, which is 1.25 inches, and this taper just fades into the straight section of the shaft. And then I measured the best I could with the calipers. I did not use a dial, and just barely caught the edge there. Yet it's only an approximation. It's not the exact diameter of that, but you know, the very closest I could possibly catch, you know. And let's see what that is. Right there, around 733.733. Okay, and then what I did is I took those 2 dimensions and drew it on the computer to calculate the angle, and it's very close to 10 degrees. So then, since I know it's close to 10 degrees, and it probably is 10 degrees, why would it be a strange angle? It's easier to manufacture if you know a nice round number, right? So I set a set of gauge blocks up for 10 degrees. That's 0.8682. And we'll set the sine bar up here. Place this on there. Now I got a couple magnets underneath here to get it nice and straight on the sine bar. And I picked the better end. This has a better finish on this end, and so it's probably less worn or less imperfections. The other end has some pitting. And I put a couple marks there. They're approximately 1 inch apart, just so I can be consistent. Yep, they're 1 inch apart. Test indicator. This is a 1/2 thousandths indicator, and we'll set at 1 mark. We'll set 0. Just a little bit. There's 0, and we'll go over here and we'll see what this is. Okay, we're about 2/10 over 0, greater. So this end's a little 2/10 higher. So I'm going to call it 10 degrees. And you can't get much better than that. Now, if that didn't come out like that, you'd fiddle fart around with your gauge blocks, you know, 1/1000th, 1/2 thousandths, 1/10 of a thousandth, whatever, up and down, until you get 0 and 0, or as close as you can here, that 2/10. So then recalculate for that stack gauge blocks for the angle. So this is how I found the angle, and through the magic of filming, boom, here's a drawing. Let me get this out of the way. So there's a nice 3D drawing. I used AutoCAD Inventor to draw this, and our keyways, you'll see here. You can see our keyways here. You can get a little better picture. Here it is, and all the dimensions are in. Drilling, threading information, and we're good to go. So we're ready to get her made. So off to the lathe and the mill, we'll get her done. So here's the setup with the sign bar. We're blocked up here for a 10-degree angle. And so we're going to run the carriage back and forth until we get this, so I have 0 reading back and forth on here. And we'll just use the compound to set our 0 and back and forth with it. Adjusting tool is really pretty simple to do, and I can see it's already moving away from us, so okay. Start snugging it. Make sure you get your backlash out. So I do it. I take the backlash out each time because I tapped on it, and you don't want to get that screwed up. I mean, because I'm tapping it back the other way right now. So out and back. And then we're going to call that good. That's 0. This is really a very accurate and easy way to do this. It's really not that hard. Just remember to get your backlash out, and you can just go back and forth, boom, boom, 0, we're there. Okay, I got it turned around. Dog works and just reaches plenty of room. So we're going to cut this other end, the taper. I'll show a little bit, and you'll get to see when that's done. I'm taking heavier cuts, 30 thousandths, and I'm cranking a little bit faster here. I'll mark that 1.5 spot just for safety's sake. Just so we know where it's at. There we go. So The faster feed rate, I get a smaller chip. That's 40 thousandths depth of cut. I like this insert. Okay, I'll bring you back. Okay, last cut. Oh yeah, right there, 32, 33. So I'm basically the same as the other one, and I'm at my 1.5-inch mark. So we're good. We're just gonna touch a little file on that sharp edge, just do a little teeny polish on it real quick, and we yank it out of there. So here's a new shaft set up on the sine bar, 10-degree angle. Just like I did the original one, and I'm reading actually at both ends, and since I didn't change my setup on the lathe, of course it should be about the same, and it is. Over 1 inch, I'm 1/1000th over as far as the on the angle. So hey, a RotoTiller time goes on here. So it's a really not if it's out, oh, I don't know, I didn't calculate how many degrees that is, but it's not much. So I'm okay with that. So it came out good. Real happy here so far. Real happy. The next will be, I'm going to put it in a mill, and we're going to we'll mill this slot here first, that's the easy one, and then we'll have to set it up at an angle at 10 degrees and to mill these slots here. So some more exciting action. All right, you guys, thanks a lot. We'll go to the next video probably. We'll do all this one, and then next video will be the milling and hopefully reassembly of the RotoTiller. You can see the ends in there. Okay, thanks a lot, guys.